Did you know you can actually make money online? Yeah, that's right, and all you need is a computer or phone with internet access. So, in this video, I'm going to show you 10 websites where you can actually start making some side cash. Or, if you're really serious, some good money. Isn't that amazing? On some of these websites, you can actually make as much as $100 a day or even more. And the best part is, you don't have to quit your 9-to-5 job. You can make this money working in your free time. On the internet, there are two distinct ways of making money. The first is active income. With active income, it's like your normal 9-to-5 job. You only get paid for the work you do. If you don't work, you don't make money. Simple as that. The second way is through passive income. This is my favorite method because with passive income, all you do is put in the work once, and the money in theory should keep rolling in, without you having to do any more work other than maybe promoting what you've made, or in some cases, what other people have made. So, let's get to the video. Number 1. Upwork.com. Upwork is a website for freelancers. With Upwork, you're making active income. Businesses and individuals post services on Upwork that they would like to outsource, such as article writing, video editing, app development, coding. There are tons of jobs and services being outsourced on Upwork. The beauty of all this is that it has a low barrier for entry. You just have to be good at something. If there's something that you're good at, like graphic design or coding or just about any skill, head on over to Upwork and start making some money. Here's a tip if you're considering working on Upwork. Have a robust profile that looks good. This will drastically increase your likelihood of receiving job offers from potential clients. Displaying your best work or highlighting specific experiences can and will help you stand out. Number 2. YouTube. Not a lot of people know this, but you can actually make money with YouTube. If you're considering getting into YouTube to make money, make sure you understand one thing clearly. Thanks to the new rules, if you're planning on starting a brand new channel from scratch, you first have to reach the YouTube minimum threshold to get monetized, which means you'll need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers in the last 12 months. Once you've reached that, you can get monetized. How much can you make on YouTube? Honestly, as much as you want. As long as you keep uploading good content that people are willing to watch, you're golden. And the longer the videos, the more money you can expect to make. You can make anywhere from $1 to thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The more views you're getting, the more money you can expect to make. And also, you get more subscribers. With YouTube, what you're earning is passive income. Make a few videos and they should keep making you money consistently. You can also make money with YouTube through paid sponsorships. But with paid sponsorships, you'll need a large audience, usually a minimum of 10,000 subs to do that. You can also make money through affiliates, but we'll get to that later. Number 3. Amazon. Although Jeff Bezos did start off the company selling books, Amazon now sells almost anything you can think of. It's not just a site for buying your favorite toys though, you can actually make money with Amazon. And here's 3 ways you can do that. The first way is Amazon Mechanical Turk. Mechanical Turk is kind of like Upwork. It's a place where businesses outsource work that's too difficult for a computer program to do, such as audio editing and transcribing, translating audio and video from different languages, testing web pages, writing reviews, and a whole lot of other services. You can make as much as $20 or $30 an hour by working on a few different tasks. This is a legit way of making money, and they do pay. This is active income though. The second way is Amazon Kindle Publishing. Turn your ideas into an ebook and make money today. Every time you buy an ebook from Amazon, Amazon and the publisher make money, and you can too. The thing with Kindle Publishing is, you first need a book to sell. You can either write this book yourself, or you can hire someone to write it for you. You don't have to be an established author or find a publishing company to do this. You can actually do this from the comfort of your home and start earning some passive income. Sounds awesome, right? And the best part is, it's absolutely free, so sign up and start making some money. Amazon takes care of the money handling shenanigans, and you can sit back, relax on your couch while making some good old passive income. If you're really interested in Kindle publishing, I highly recommend you do more research on this topic. You can find free videos and tutorials right here on YouTube that will teach you the basics. If you want expert advice, you might have to pay for a course. I'll link a really good one in the description if you're interested. Some people make over $100,000 publishing Kindle ebooks on Amazon. It's definitely a market to look into. The third way is Amazon's Associates Program. This is a very popular and easy way of earning passive income. All you do is sign up to the Amazon Associates program, which is free. Then you can pick from thousands of things on Amazon to sell on your website and start promoting. Amazon will give you a special link, and every time someone buys through your link, Amazon will give you a commission anywhere from 5 to 10% of the sale. Amazon will pay you 60 days after a purchase, and you can choose to be paid either through Amazon gift cards or wire transfer to a bank account. Although this is currently only available in the United States, but if you live outside of America, you can be paid via checks, or you can have the money transferred to your Amazon account and start buying stuff with it. Number 4. ClickBank. ClickBank is a marketplace for product creators and affiliates to make money online by selling their courses or services to the world. ClickBank only sells digital products, but the beauty of ClickBank is the commission payout is so much higher than Amazon. Some affiliates pay you as much as 75% for selling their services, while others pay as low as 5%, so keep that in mind. With that said, you can make some really good money on ClickBank, hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Simply head over to ClickBank, pick something to sell, and start making money. Number 5. Flippa.com. Flippa is the #1 marketplace for buying and selling online businesses. It attracts a huge audience, and it offers great tools to increase visibility. It's an auction site pretty much like eBay, for those selling and buying digital assets, such as websites, apps, domains, Shopify stores, and Amazon FBA accounts. If you're good at making apps or even websites, you can actually sell it online and make some money. Or better yet, if you have some money lying around and you're interested in buying websites, apps, or e-commerce stores that are already making money, you can do so with Flippa. What happens is, you place a bid, much like eBay, and if your bid is the highest, then congratulations, because you just bought yourself an online business. You can also make money by selling online businesses, so that's Flippa for you. Number 6. Shutterstock. Basically, Shutterstock is a platform where you can buy or sell digital media, such as pictures, music, and video clips, mainly created by freelancers and third parties. So, if you're particularly good at photography, taking amazing pictures and videos, or really good at making sick beats, you can monetize your talent on Shutterstock. The way you make money with Shutterstock is, every time someone purchases one of your pictures, you get paid a commission, usually a couple cents to a few dollars if you're lucky. The trick to making a lot of money with Shutterstock is to consistently keep uploading high-quality images. 7. Rover. Do you like pets? Dogs in particular? If so, then you should check out Rover. Rover is a dog-sitting service, but this is currently only available in the United States and Canada. So, if you live in either of those two countries, then you can register as a dog sitter and get paid for babysitting dogs. You can make anywhere between $80 and $100 a night just by watching someone's dog. You can literally make hundreds of dollars a week just by babysitting someone's pet. How about that for a deal, huh? Number 8. TakeLessons.com. Take Lessons is a website where you can teach any skill. Everyone has a skill that they can teach, whether that might be teaching someone a language, how to cook, how to play a musical instrument, how to solve complex math equations. Anything you think someone else might not know, you can teach people on Take Lessons and start making money. Number 9. Fiverr. You've probably heard Fiverr mentioned a lot of times because it's a simple and easy site to start making money. But if you haven't, basically it's a freelance website where you can literally outsource anything, and I mean anything, as long as it's legal, for as little as $5. There are so many different ways to make money on Fiverr. Just to name a few, you can do animation, logo design, packaging design, web and mobile design, social media design, Photoshop editing, architecture and floor planning, 3D models and product design, t-shirts and merchandising, SEO, and so much more. If there's anything that can be outsourced, you can most likely find it on Fiverr. Head on over and check out Fiverr, guys. It's a legit way of making money. Number 10. Dropshipping. With dropshipping, what you're basically doing is selling someone else's stuff for a small or large profit without having to deal with the shipping. So basically, you're acting like a broker or a middleman. You can do this by opening up a Shopify store and then linking it up with Oberlo. Oberlo is an app that integrates with Shopify, and it's what a lot of people use to source for stuff they'd like to sell on their stores. The basic principle of dropshipping is, you create a store or any channel where people can buy stuff from you. Then, once they buy something from you, you pay the manufacturer, usually for a lot less than what you got it for, and then have the manufacturer ship it to the customer. all without you ever seeing or touching the product. The best part of dropshipping is that you set your own price for the product you want to sell, then take the profits and pay the manufacturer the rest. So yeah, that's dropshipping in a nutshell. If you're interested in dropshipping, there are a ton of tutorials here on YouTube that will show you the step-by-step guide of creating your store, finding products, advertising, finding influencers, and finally shipping and getting paid. It's a bit complicated to start, especially in the beginning, but you can make a ton of money with dropshipping. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, enable notifications, and I'll see you on the next one.
Seven ways to earn money with a laptop with no skills and no product. Now, do you want to earn money online, but you really don't have any technical skills and you don't have money to invest in inventory? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. If you've got a laptop now, or an iPad or a desktop computer, you can actually make money without investing anything in any products, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, and we're starting right now. Hey, I'm JR, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, but welcome. And don't forget also turn on notifications. There's a bell right next to that subscribe button. You need to click it and turn on all notifications. When you do that, that's going to make you part of the Fisher family, the VIP, the elite group, who gets notified every single time I do a new video. So you don't have to go searching for it and you won't miss out on anything. Don't forget to do that. I also put together an e-commerce course. I want to give it to you. It's a $97 course, but I want you to get it absolutely free because you watched this video. I'm going to show you how to do that, but down below in the description there's a link to that course. You can just click on it, go over, grab that course, and start learning. So let's get going here. First off, have you tried to make money online? There's a lot of rip-offs out there. There really is. There's a lot of crap out there. Have you tried anything? Have you tried anything that worked or didn't work? I want to know about it. Put it in the comments below. Do you have questions about this subject? I also want to know about that. If you've got a question about this, something I can help you with, put that in the comments below. I'll be happy to help you. Okay, let's jump right into this and figure out how to make money. Now, you can do this anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection, which means if you want to travel, you can now travel and make money. So let's get going. I'm going to start off by taking you to a site called Upwork. Now, at Upwork, there's all kinds of level of skills, okay? You don't have to have technical skills necessarily, but I'm going to show you some of the entry-level ways of making money online that you really don't have to have any skills to do, that anybody could just go do it. So let's run on over there right now and check it out. Okay, I'm at Upwork right now, and I'm going to start searching for different types of jobs that we could do. Now, obviously, I told you in the beginning you need a laptop to do this. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to type in here is data entry. And data entry is nothing more than typing in information on your computer, okay? If you can type in information, you can make a living. Now, it's not going to pay as much as developing a website app, obviously. However, if you just want to make some money from home, some simple money, you don't want to have to put a lot of effort or thought into it, you can do it. This person here does data entry, $14 an hour. This person does it for $13 an hour. This person here is $15 an hour, $16 an hour. So if you notice, most of these are above minimum wage. This one here is $20 an hour. And the more you do, the more ratings you get, the better job you've done, the more you can charge. And I'm scrolling through, and it looks like the rate goes from about $15 to $30 an hour. This person here charges $25 an hour. She's earned $60,000 on here already. So that tells you it can be done. And she tells you right here, I'm a stay-at-home mom looking to help you with your task. I have over 15 years of customer service experience, and I'm very good at multitasking. So all you have to do is put a profile up here in your picture. You don't necessarily even have to put a picture. I think most of these people have, though. And we can put some filters on here. So let's filter this real quick, and we will say $60 an hour and above. Okay, so let's say you wanted to make $60 and above. These people, this is $80 an hour. Okay, she does construction and enterprise project manager, so she's doing a little bit more. Okay, she's not just doing data entry, but you can play around with those filters there and find different levels of stuff you can do. Okay, let's say you don't want to do data entry, but you like to talk on the phone. Okay, you want to get paid to talk on the phone, you can do that. I'm going to type in phone support. Now, what these companies do is they direct their phone lines to you, and you actually answer. Here's a guy at $16 an hour, customer service specialist, $20 an hour, $15 an hour, $10 an hour. Now this here is probably overseas. No, that one's in California actually. Okay, $22.50 an hour, $20 an hour. So you know, $33 an hour. Customer support specialist. Okay, so all they do is answer the phone, talk to the people. You know, you're usually given a script by the company what they want you to say. Next one is, let's say you don't want to type in anything and you don't even want to talk. Watch this. You could do chat support. We'll type in chat support right here, and there you go. These people actually do email and chat support, and it's like a virtual assistant. $16 an hour, $18.50 an hour, $20 an hour right here, and they just do, you know, chat support. That's all they actually do. When those little chat boxes pop open, these are the people that actually type in that information for you. Now the next one you can do, which you know is really cool, is transcription. And what that is people will actually send you a video or an audio file, and you transcribe those words onto paper. So let's check that out where you do that. That is over at rev.com. Okay, we're over at rev.com right now, and you can see that some of the services people will pay $1.25 a minute, $1.25 a minute, $3 to $7 a minute for foreign stuff. Now, the higher the level of your transcription and the more accurate you are, the more you can actually charge. So the better you get at it. If I click on services here, you can see how this works. Transcription documents into 35 different languages, 10 cents per word. Let's click on all services here. Rough draft is 25 cents per minute. And rough draft means it's probably not going to even say what the people said on here. But English captions right here is $1.25 a minute. So, you know, that's a lot of money if you think about it. Now they're going to get a portion of it, obviously, but at $1.25 a minute, you know, that's, you know, $60 is $1 a minute, and then you get a quarter, so that's what, $75 an hour to actually transcribe stuff for people. That's pretty darn good money. Now, maybe you want to do something else where you help people all day long with a whole bunch of different tasks. Number 5 is going to be a VA, a virtual assistant. So maybe you're going to be making appointments for them. Maybe you're going to be answering emails for them. This is more of a full-time type thing or part-time, but it's, you know, paid by the hour. You can be a virtual assistant. There's plenty of places online. You can type in virtual assistant online on Google, and you're going to find plenty of places where you can list your services to do that. So you can stay home. You can stay home with the kids. You know, you can take care of your home. You can earn a living, and you don't have to go out, you know, spend money on gas and a car and clothes and lunches out and all that. You can actually work from home. All you need is one of these laptops here. That's it. That's all you need. Now the next thing is, if you're really good at catching mistakes, number 6 is editing and proofreading. You can do that on a lot of these sites. I can tell you, let's go over to Upwork real quick, and I'll show you where you can do that. Okay, I'm at Upwork right now, and we're going to put in editing and see what we get. Okay, here we go. Expert editing and proofreading. $65 an hour this person charges, okay? She's in Moore, Oklahoma, and I'm sure the average wage in Moore, Oklahoma is not $65 an hour. This person here does photography, videography, film editing, $125 an hour in Atlanta, Georgia. $40 an hour here. So these rates are pretty high. When you think of what the national minimum wage is, you know, $10 to $15 an hour depending on where you're at, you know, $45 or $60 an hour is pretty darn good money. And number 7, logo design. Start designing logos for people. You're thinking, I don't know how to design a logo, JR. That's really complicated. No, it's not. There's actual sites you go to that you can use, and you can create a logo. So let's go over to Laughing Bird software right now. I'm at Laughing Bird software right now. It's a downloadable program you can get, okay? And there's no subscription to it. You buy it one time, and let's take a look here, and I'm gonna just play this little video they have here. You can see you just move this stuff around. It's all templates. So you get the idea. I'm not going to go through the whole video here, but this is all templated, guys, and all you have to do is put the stuff in there. Now let's see, is there a need for that? Well, let's go over to Upwork again, and I'm going to put logo creation. We've got logo creation right here at $135 an hour. Logo creative marketing, $49, $74 an hour, $50 an hour. Now, how much does it cost for that software? A little bit of an investment. Let's check it out. Start creating now. Grab the creator bundle. There you go. If you just want to do the graphics one, it's $37. There's 40 free templates. If you want to get the bundle that has the greatest show templates and the ad creator for $97, so you can do ads. And you know, for $37 or $97, you're in business. Okay, it's really that easy. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description below, and you can grab this and, you know, start creating logos. Now, have you tried to make any money online so far? Put your comments below. What worked for you? What didn't work for you? Do you have some questions about how to make money online? Put those comments below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. I really appreciate you watching this video. Don't forget, I've got a $97 e-commerce course that's absolutely free. I put a link in the description below. You can grab that. You don't even need a credit card or anything like that. You just click and you learn. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And what else? Notifications. You got it. You got to turn on notifications. You want to be part of the Fisher family. You want to be part of the VIP folks that get notified every time I do a new video, so you don't miss a single one. You don't want that to happen to you. I really appreciate you watching this video. I really appreciate your comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll see you in the next video.
Becoming rich is like a game, and in order to succeed, you must know the rules. In fact, the better you understand and use the rules in your favor, the faster you will become ridiculously wealthy. Therefore, in this video, I will share with you the 7 rules of money. And if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button below for more life-changing content. Let me share with you the story of my friend Jeff, and how he came to not only learn the 7 rules of money, but how he was able to use these rules to quit his 9-to-5 job and fulfill his dreams of becoming a world traveler. Meet Jeff. Jeff is a 38-year-old data entry clerk at a mid-sized IT company in Chicago. Or, at least he was until a few weeks ago when he gave in his letter of resignation. Rewind 10 years and Jeff was punching the clock at this IT company day in and day out. Every morning, he would dread having to go into work and counted down the days until he could retire. Sadly, Jeff wasn't the best with his money, so being able to retire at any age seemed like a stretch. One day, Jeff went into work and was introduced to a new colleague named Steve. Steve was hired on as a consultant computer engineer for the company. Steve was a white-haired, 50-something-year-old man who seemed to always be walking around with a smile on his face. At lunch that day, Jeff walked by Steve, who was sitting alone in the lunchroom. He continued to wonder why the man looked so happy, but left him to eat alone. Every single day that week, Jeff watched as Steve ate his lunch with a huge grin on his face. Finally, he decided to ask Steve what he was so happy about. Jeff sat down and reintroduced himself to Steve and mentioned that he was perplexed as to why he was constantly smiling. Steve chuckled and said that there was a lot to be happy about. Jeff didn't like this simple answer and wanted him to elaborate, so he began to share with Steve how hard it is for him to drag himself into work every day and how boring his job as a data entry clerk can be. Then, Steve began to open up and explain to Jeff that being a computer engineer is his second career that he learned after he retired many years ago. Jeff sat there perplexed, wondering how Steve could have been retired already and have gone back to school to learn computer engineering, so he asked Steve to explain his story. Steve told Jeff that he retired at age 40, took a few years to travel, then completed his degree in computer science. Steve could tell that Jeff was impressed with his story, but he admitted that he was just like Jeff when he was younger. He told Jeff that he used to work as a stockbroker in New York City, and while he made good money, he too hated going into his job at work. Jeff was eagerly listening to Steve's story and asked just how Steve was able to retire so young. Steve then said the phrase that would change Jeff's life forever. "I learned the 7 rules of money." Steve said that normally he didn't share this information with anyone, but since Jeff was the only person to come sit with him at lunch the entire week, that he would be happy to impart this wisdom on him. Jeff accepted, and Steve began with rule number 1. Rule number 1, pay yourself first. Steve explained that many people intend to save, but simply never get around to it. In fact, 1 in 6 respondents to a 2017 survey said they simply hadn't had the time to set up a savings plan. Steve said that even if you have the best intentions, unexpected expenses arise, and without knowing how much you want to save, you will never know how much you can spend. Steve explained that more than 60% of Americans don't employ any form of budgeting, which hamstrings their ability to save. This lack of financial oversight, combined with low wages, is the reason that more than 3/4 of all workers in the US live paycheck to paycheck, leaving little chance for savings. Steve admitted that he too was once one of these lackluster savers until he learned a few simple tricks. The first was the 20-30-50 method. The 20-30-50 method works as follows. Every month you divide your income into the following way. 50% is designated to living expenses like rent, utilities, and groceries. The next 30% goes towards entertainment costs like going out to eat or seeing a movie. The final 20% is meant to go right into your savings account. Steve explained that allocating part of his income before the month started helped him get an idea of how much he could save, but some months he would dip into that amount and end up saving less than he intended. Then he learned the second trick, which was to set up automated deductions. Steve explained to Jeff that automated deductions work in the following way. Every 2 weeks, part of your paycheck is sent directly into a savings account instead of the full amount going right into a checking account. Jeff explained that routing money into an account that you can access ensures you don't spend the money allocated to savings, and this helps Steve save hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of his time as a stockbroker. Rule number 2, saving will never make you rich. While Steve appeared to be a big proponent of saving money, he then admitted to Jeff that saving money is not enough to become rich. Steve explained that the problem with saving money is that it doesn't grow. The typical savings account only pays 0.09% interest. That means that even if you have $100,000 in your savings account, you would get back only $90 in return in 1 year's time. And after you net that return against inflation of 2%, you would actually have lost money. Steve then stressed the importance of investing. He explained that he was lucky to learn just how powerful compound interest was at an early age, and from age 18 to 40, when he retired, he invested $250 a week every single week. During that 22-year span, he received an average return of 10%, which at age 40 left him with over $1 million, of which $750,000 was compound interest that he had earned. In fact, it is the same lump sum of money that Steve continues to live off many years later, but this is only possible because of his wise spending ways. Rule number 3, you must live below your means. Steve explained that this rule may seem obvious, but still millions of people have a hard time following this rule. You see, we live in a materialistic world where many people are more worried about getting the new iPhone than saving for retirement, and these types of short-sighted decisions often have people spending much more than they earn. The truth is that if you ever want to achieve financial freedom, then you must spend less than you earn and put away the difference. By putting away this money, you give yourself so many advantages that having money in the bank provides. Firstly, having a lump sum of money set aside can give you the peace of mind that you can weather any financial challenge that comes your way. Moreover, you can use that money to start a business, which could double or triple your income once your company becomes profitable. Better yet, if you invest that money wisely and build up enough of a financial nest egg, you can give in your 2 weeks notice at work and retire early just like Steve did. Rule number 4, you must have emergency funds. Steve explained that one of the least exciting but more important aspects of your financial health is having an emergency fund set up. Steve stressed to Jeff that if he did not have a cash emergency fund set up, that he must make the establishment of one a top priority. While Steve had just explained how leaving money in a savings account wasn't the best way to grow your money, he said that it is perfectly acceptable to keep money on hand in a checkings or savings account. Steve could tell that Jeff wasn't super excited by this money rule, so he decided to stress the importance of an emergency fund. Steve explained that 20 years ago, his wife got very sick and had to be hospitalized for 3 months. Steve didn't know if she'd be able to recover from her illness, so he took off time from work to spend every single day with her in the hospital. He said that luckily she pulled through and made a full recovery, but being able to rely on an emergency fund was critical in her time of need. Therefore, Steve urged Jeff to put a year's worth of living expenses aside in case he had his own personal emergency to attend to. Rule number 5, use debt wisely. Steve went on to explain that one of the keys to becoming rich is to avoid making bankers and credit card lenders rich. Some purchases, like buying a home or paying for a college education, are difficult to make if you don't go into debt. But both student loans and mortgage debts are generally classified as good debt, because buying a home and getting an education can ultimately increase your net worth. Other assets, Steve explained, don't go up in value, so if you're borrowing to buy them, you take a double hit, interest plus depreciation. Steve explained that while he loved fancy cars, a car is one of the worst depreciating assets that you can go into debt for, as it loses value very quickly, and interest can be very costly. Steve explained that as a rule of thumb, when buying any depreciating asset, including your vehicle, make it your goal to pay cash, and if you can't afford to buy it in cash, then either wait until you can or buy a cheaper car. Rule number 6, the more you learn, the more you earn. Steve explained that his mantra in life is, the more you learn, the more you earn, which is why he actively works on expanding his knowledge every single day. Steve admitted that he wasn't always a voracious learner, but as a computer engineer became a huge fan of Bill Gates during the early years of Microsoft, and came to learn that Bill Gates takes reading vacations just to catch up on books he wants to finish. Moreover, another one of his idols, Warren Buffett, reads for numerous hours a day. At an early age, Steve figured that reading needed to be a part of his daily routine, as it allowed him to learn new ideas, concepts, and open his mind to new possibilities. Jeff wasn't much of a reader, but asked Steve what exactly he should be reading to help him grow his wealth. Steve explained that nonfiction books on social skills, business development, economics, and any other self-development related areas are great places to start. Even staying current on world news can help you make more informed decisions in your day-to-day life. Rule number 7, money won't make you happy. After going through the previous 6 money rules, Jeff exclaimed that he couldn't wait to use these rules to become rich and buy all the things he always dreamt of having. Steve laughed as he knew the truth about money that Jeff had yet to realize. Steve explained to Jeff that money can only buy happiness when it's spent correctly. Steve wanted to drive home this point by first explaining when spending money doesn't make you any happier. Many times, people buy stuff because they think it will make them happy. They just have to have the latest phone or outfit. And yes, spending money is fun and makes us happy. But for how long? More often than not, the novelty of the new item you purchase wears off in a day or two, and you are right back to where you started. So then you have to buy more to achieve that spending high, and the cycle continues. This cycle is what keeps the majority of people broke, and getting caught in this behavior doesn't bring true happiness to their life. So instead, Steve explained you're much better off spending your money on things that will give you longer lasting happiness. For instance, buy your parents their dream car. Then every time you see them driving it, you'll be happy that you were able to help them realize a lifelong dream of theirs. Alternatively, spend money in traveling like I did, Steve exclaimed. Seeing different parts of the world will make you appreciate what you have and will create memories that you can cherish for a lifetime. Therefore, money can buy you happiness, but only when spent correctly. Jeff walked away from that lunch table a changed man. From that point forward, he promised himself that he would use the 7 rules of money to become financially independent and quit his job to fulfill his dream of traveling the world. Well, it didn't happen overnight. A decade later, on a sunny Tuesday morning, Jeff walked into his boss's office, pulled out an envelope, and handed in his 2-week notice, or what he called his ticket to freedom. Money is a very delicate issue for many, many people. This issue can be so contentious that instead of managing their money, people will avoid the topic altogether and solely focus on earning and spending it. In short, there are 2 types of people, those who increase their wealth and those who lose it. And in this video, I will share with you 10 money mistakes you must avoid at all costs. And if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button below for more life-changing content. The truth is that keeping money is a lot harder than making it. It's not uncommon to see people who come into wealth through inheritance, lottery, or other windfalls and lose it in a short amount of time. A good example of someone who earned a ridiculous amount of money but lost it all is the famous boxer Mike Tyson. Despite earning over $300 million in his career, in 2003 he declared bankruptcy and was reported to be in more than $20 million worth of debt. Needless to say, that money mistakes happen, and these mistakes can cripple your finances no matter how much money you make. So let's get into the 10 mistakes that you must avoid. Number 1. Spending on drugs or cigarettes. Doing a drug or 2 in college may have been fun and seemed harmless in the moment, but the truth is that constant use can have negative effects on both your health and your wallet. If you calculate how much drug and cigarette users spend in a week or a year, you'll see that many of them are hamstringing their ability to reach financial freedom. For example, a pack of cigarettes costs $9.08, and many cigarette smokers smoke a pack a day. This amounts to $63.56 a week, or $3,305.12 a year. The same amount of money could cover the property taxes on your home, or a 2-week vacation, but sadly many drug and cigarette users fall into this habit through curiosity and peer pressure. The end result of this habit is a hefty toll on both your health and your wealth in the long term. As such, try to avoid spending on these items as best you can. Number 2. Spending more than you make. This can be tempting to do, especially as a young adult. It can be tempting to blow your money right out of college when you are making a consistent income for the first time in your life. Buying that new car, moving into a new house, and flying first class are all appealing things to do, but the problem with them is that you tend to end up living paycheck to paycheck if your income can't cover these costs. This issue can be likened to lifestyle inflation, whereby an increase in earning will cause you to increase your living expenses. An increase in paycheck shouldn't warrant you to increase your cost of living. However, the majority of people feel that they should reward themselves once they get paid. Instead, this cash inflow should be directed into prolonging your wealth through investments and the acquiring of assets. Probably the biggest reason that people spend beyond their means is to impress others. They spend because their self-esteem is low, and without these material goods, they feel inadequate in comparison to others. But this is flawed thinking. As Dave Ramsey says, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. Many of us are guilty of this. Once you learn to delay gratification and forget about impressing people, you will then be able to grow financially. Social media is another cause of overspending. People try to spend huge sums of money trying to look rich without actually being rich. An internet entrepreneur, for example, who, after being told he would never make it big in business, might buy an expensive car when he makes his first big sale in order to prove his critics wrong, again falling into the trap of trying to impress others. This means of impressing others is a never-ending staircase. At all points of life, there will be others to compete with or to show off to. You have no business buying a gadget worth $2,000 when your monthly salary is just $3,000. Be smart. Create a budget and track your spending to ensure you avoid spending more than you make. Number 3. Not investing wisely. Investments can be really tricky, and many people put their money into things based on tips from friends or a strong conviction that the prices of popular stocks will keep going up. One type of asset that just about everyone seems keen on these days is real estate. Many people think that once they own an investment property that they'll be financially set. They think that every month rent payments will just start rolling in and their income will exponentially increase. Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Sometimes tenants miss payments, appliances break, or the value of your property declines. Like all types of investments, there is risk involved. For the wise investor, the key to making their assets produce a reliable stream of income is to obtain the proper knowledge about a particular market or product before putting their hard-earned money into said venture. In short, make sure to do proper background work on whatever it is you want to get into, and not just because your friends are making money from it or a sales agent told you about the great benefits it has to offer. Number 4. Following get-rich-quick schemes. Get-rich-quick schemes are one of the surest ways of losing your money. As the saying goes, quick money brings quick problems, and following a money scheme is bound to get you in trouble. Get-rich-quick schemes include things like Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, and make money overnight offers, and are all set up to make the scheme originator rich by taking your hard-earned money. If you're looking into new business ventures and see opportunities that promise high returns with small risk, then tread with caution. Think of it like this: if it takes 20 years in a career to make $200,000, and a new venture is saying that you can make that amount of money in a year, then if it was legitimate, wouldn't everyone be doing it? In short, when it comes to making money fast, always employ your best judgment before signing on the dotted line. Number 5. Not having an emergency fund. Let's face it, life doesn't always go your way, and sometimes you need cash in order to rectify the situation you're in. For instance, your car could suddenly stop working, you could lose your job, or your washer could break. Unfortunately, just about everything in life costs money, which is why not having an emergency fund set aside is a critical money mistake. Sadly, a 2019 Federal Reserve study found that almost 40% of American adults wouldn't be able to cover a $400 emergency with cash, savings, or a credit card charge that they could pay off quickly. About 27% of those surveyed would need to borrow the money or sell something to come up with the $400, and an additional 12% wouldn't be able to cover it at all. Luckily, you don't have to be one of these people. Saving these funds can be easy. All you have to do is set up a 10% automatic deduction from your pay with your employer that will send a portion of your paycheck into an emergency savings account. But how do you know when you've saved enough? Most financial gurus recommend you accumulate 6 months worth of living expenses, but if you want to be extra cautious, then 1 year's worth is a great goal to set. Number 6. Having just one source of income. For most people, having a sole source of income is a way of life, and this income usually comes in the form of a salary. Unfortunately, jobs aren't as secure as people perceive them to be. In fact, in 2018 alone, US businesses laid off more than 21 million people, meaning that if your job was the only way you made money, then all of a sudden your cash inflow came to a halt. When it comes to income sources, you need to think of yourself as a tree. Do trees grow fruit only from one branch? The simple answer is no. They have different branches producing flowers and fruits. And so should you. You should keep developing and learning new ways to let your income work for you. This is not only wise, but a safe way to help you sleep at night. Number 7, relying heavily on credit cards. For many people, credit cards can be a convenient tool for making purchases, but for others, they can be a one-way ticket to debt. Although you need credit cards for some business applications, relying on them heavily can ruin you financially. The use of credit cards promotes impulse buying. It gives you the mentality that you can afford anything and everything, all with an easy swipe. In fact, a 2001 MIT study found that shoppers spend up to 100% more when using their credit card to pay instead of cash. So if you find yourself uncontrollably spending on credit, form the habit of paying with cash instead. When you pay by cash, you are physically handing over money, and seeing the depletion in your wallet will make you feel the financial impact of the purchase much more than when you pay on credit. Number 8, being scared to take financial risks. As the saying goes, no risk, no reward, and in order to make money, you need to take risks. However, the risks you take need to be calculated. For instance, putting your money in an index fund is higher risk than leaving your money in a savings account, but your money will never grow making the typical 0.09% interest that a savings account yields. Instead, investing in an index fund, for example, which mirrors the movements of the whole stock market, has historically provided returns of 7% annually, which is a calculated risk that, in my opinion, is worth taking. Number 9, saving rather than investing. When you keep money in the bank, it loses value over time due to inflation. However, when money is invested wisely, it grows. It's that simple. In mistake number 9, I mentioned that being scared to take financial risks is a mistake. The people who are scared to take risks are people who save all their money and leave it to erode over time. The only money you should be leaving in a savings account is money for your living expenses and your cash emergency fund. In short, you have to save to invest, and not save for the sake of saving. Money saved without any actual plan will end up being spent on things that are not worthwhile. For instance, when you leave money in your bank, you will become tempted to spend it on material goods like a new car, new clothes, or entertainment. Instead, you should be getting that money to work for you by investing it. Whether that's in the form of stocks, real estate, REITs, or startups, all these avenues offer a way to make new streams of income, which is much more financially lucrative than letting your money devalue when sitting in the bank. Number 10, having only one bank account. Having only one bank account is risky for a few reasons. First, having one bank account will make the management of your money really difficult. By working with just one bank account, you have to keep all of your emergency, bill, and college savings in one spot. Then, if you splurge and spend this cash, you may risk not having emergency cash or tuition money readily available when you need it. This is why you should have at least 3 bank accounts. One should be used for emergency funds in case anything goes wrong. Another account can be for your day-to-day bills, and a final account, which I call a play account. Your play account is what money you allocate for entertainment or vacation. And if you want to take things one step further, you should set up an untouchable account. This account can be used as a savings account that paycheck deductions are directed to every single month, so you can automate your savings process and ensure your wealth grows over time. Thanks for watching. If you want to go from the life you have to the life you deserve, then hit the subscribe button.
What's up, entrepreneurs? So if you've been wanting to start an online business for a while, I think now is the best time to jump headfirst into it. Especially with everything that's been going on in the world lately, more and more people are moving online to make money. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what I think are the best online businesses you can start this year, even if you don't have that much experience. Hey, by the way, if you're new to my channel, I just want to say a big welcome. I make easy to follow videos on things like starting online businesses, making money online, affiliate marketing, personal finance, and more. My goal on this channel is to help you build multiple streams of passive income, which is something that I've been fortunate enough to do myself. So, if you're into any of these topics, please subscribe now, and I'd also love it if you could hit that like button on this video as it really helps out this channel. So let's jump into it now and talk about some of the best online businesses you should start this year. Starting off with number 10, which is to become a micro-influencer. So what is a micro-influencer? Well, you've probably heard of the term being an influencer, essentially someone with a large social media following and, they get paid $100,000 to promote a skincare product or something like that. Well, the term micro-influencer is a little bit newer. Essentially, it's when you're at a much smaller level, say you've got 1,000 followers or 500 followers, but you have a community that's really invested in what you're saying and the kind of topic that you're talking about. So rather than going for a big general niche, like just being a popular vlogger or something like that, a micro-influencer might be talking just about a specific niche, which might be like fly fishing, or it might be about cooking vegan cookies or something like that. And the people who follow them, even though it might not be a really large audience, like I said before, it could be 500, it could be 1,000 people, they're really invested into what you've got to say and the content that you're going to be making. So as a micro-influencer, essentially what you would be doing is posting content, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Instagram, maybe even TikTok these days, which really seems to be taking off. And you'll be making this content just about this topic. And the great thing is that even though you don't have 1 million followers on Instagram or 1 million subscribers on YouTube, you do have 1,000 really dedicated followers who are really actual mega fans compared to, say, you've got 1 million followers who don't really care about you that much. And the thing is, these mega fans are much more likely to buy, say, your merchandise if you're going to be putting out some t-shirts or hoodies and things like that. Or if you have a course, like a micro course or like a mini course that you put out for $50, they're much more likely and much more invested to buy that from you because they're so invested in what you're talking about. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying this video, I'd love it if you could smash the like button because it means a lot and helps this video get found to other people. And the good thing is it really doesn't take that long to build up this micro-influencer kind of community of, say, 300 people, 500 people, or 1,000 people. So say you start in January, by the end of the year, I can absolutely assure you that you have that many followers who are really dedicated and invested in what you're talking about. All you need to think of it now is what kind of niche you want to be an influencer in. So that brings me nicely into our question of the day. If you were to choose a micro-influencer or blog topic, what would it be? Let me know in the comments down below and the best answer will win. Now coming in at number 9 kind of builds on this micro-influencer topic, and that is to start a blog. Now you might be saying, Chris, blogs are so 20 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe that's the last time I checked out a blog. Well, you'd actually be wrong because blogs are still incredibly popular and they're still a great way to make money online. And it's so much easier these days to create a blog with services like WordPress and Squarespace and Wix. They just, you can get your blog up and running pretty much within a day or two. And again, what I would recommend is not doing your blog on a very large topic. It'd be much better to do it on kind of a smaller niche, really target that micro-influencer kind of community that we were talking about before. And that way you're going to get people who are very targeted and the traffic is going to be really good for you just in case you want to sell them something. And that's one of the best things about websites because it's really easy to launch different products and have these different income streams that you can have directly from the website itself. So whether you're going to be selling merchandise directly from your blog, maybe you can also be selling ads, like using Google AdSense and just getting ads similar to how you would have on YouTube, but running on your website. Or you could do affiliate marketing, which is one of my favorite ways in which you can make money online. So while we're at it, let's talk about affiliate marketing, which is going to come in at number 8. So if you don't know what affiliate marketing is, it's essentially a way in which you refer people to a product or a service, and you get a commission if they end up buying that service. So a really good example is Amazon.com. So you've all heard of Amazon.com. It's the biggest online retailer in the world, and they have one of the largest affiliate programs in the world. So if I was to recommend a product to you and link you to Amazon and you go there following my link, whatever you purchase in the next 24 hours, I'm going to get a commission of. So how much commission do you make? Well, around about 4 to 8% through Amazon. So say if you were to buy a camera for $1,000, I might make 4% on that, which is $40, which is not that bad. And you can imagine if you have, 100 different videos or 100 different blog posts where you're kind of talking about different products and people end up buying multiple things in that same day, you can make a decent amount of money. So I've been fortunate enough through the Amazon Associates program to make probably over $200,000 over the last few years, and it's been really successful, mainly through camera reviews, which I've been doing. Like I said before, if you were to do those kind of camera reviews, you can make a decent amount of money because they're quite expensive items. But people also buy not just cameras, but they might also buy, lenses and tripods and SD cards, and it all adds up. So again, if you are that kind of micro influencer that we've been talking a little bit about in this kind of video, and you're going to be selling fishing rods, you can do a review on that either on your Instagram or on your blog, and then link to it. And then if they end up buying that within the next 24 hours, you'll make a good commission on that. Now, I get it, you might not want to be a micro influencer, and that's totally fine. I've got some other ideas for you as well. Coming in at number 7, which is to become a virtual assistant or a personal assistant. Now, I talk about this one quite often because I think it's a really good job that you can do if you don't have that many kind of skills, practical skills, but you are able to help people, and you do know how to kind of maneuver your way online. So essentially what a virtual assistant is being a personal assistant, but doing it all online. You generally use something like Zoom or Skype to call up the person that you're going to be working with, and then you'll use different programs like Google Docs, which is what I generally use with my virtual assistant, and you'll just help them out with different projects, and maybe you'll help them out with their emails, making sure that they're going to be sorted and make sure that the emails that they need to get to them correctly. And you'll also help them out with calendars and bookings and all those kind of things. This business here is really good if you want to work from home, say that you're a stay-at-home mother or father, or if you just want to have that freedom of, not having to go into a job 9 to 5 and actually go into a workplace. Another really cool business that you can set up is actually doing some freelance writing. So this one comes in nicely to what we're actually talking about on the 9th online business, which is starting a blog, because people actually need content for their blogs and they don't want to always have to write it themselves. So if you're able to write blog content So if you have the skills to be able to write blog content, this can actually be a really valuable thing that you can offer. The best place I'd say to find work for freelance writing is going to be over on Upwork.com, but you can also take a look at Fiverr.com. You'll probably get paid a little bit more for Upwork.com, but check them both out if you want to be doing freelance writing. So freelance writing is kind of working for someone else, but if you want to be doing a little bit more for yourself and you want to keep the profits for yourself, what I would recommend is writing an ebook. And this is one of my favorite all-time passive income ideas, because essentially what it's going to be is you write an ebook about something. Again, we're going to be kind of talking about that micro niche, that micro influencer thing. So you might write a book about fly fishing or something like that, and you can sell this book for say $20 and people can just download it. And the great thing is that once you've written that book, every sale you get is going to be a passive income recurring source. So let's say that you wrote a book 2 years ago and you're going to be getting 2 sales every day coming in at $20. That's $40 a day, every day for the next few years. Of course, it's never that easy, but I think you get the idea. You do a little bit of the work up front, and then the passive income kind of comes in as the days go on. All right, so coming in at number 4 is to actually start a podcast. And this one here is kind of the hot new thing at the moment because everyone's starting a podcast. And one of the things that I really like about a podcast is that you have the attention of the listener so much more than you would on, say, a YouTube video. With YouTube, I might have your attention for 3 minutes and then you'll, click off and go and watch another video. You might have done that already, but if you haven't, thanks for sticking around. But with a podcast, essentially, people generally listen to the whole podcast and they'll just have it on in the background. So say that a YouTube video goes for 10 minutes, a podcast might go for an hour, and people are always going to be listening to it while they're doing something else, maybe in a car, but they're not going to have different distractions and different videos that they might want to click on. So a podcast is great because you can monetize it in so many ways. You can have different video and ad sponsors. You can have different affiliates that you can promote and talk about in the link description as well. And you can also have, maybe like a Patreon kind of campaign where people can pay $5 a month to support your podcast. If you can, I'd recommend doing a video podcast as well, because I think that they're a little bit more engaging. And that's great because you can have your podcast in audio form, which is on, say, Spotify or Google Podcasts, but you can also show your podcast on a video streaming service like YouTube. All right, coming in at number 3 is to do print on demand. Now, essentially what print on demand is you come up with a design for, say, a t-shirt or a hoodie, and then you use a service like Printful or Teespring or Spreadshirt, and they'll print the t-shirt for you, they'll package the t-shirt for you and send it off, and essentially you get to keep the profit after all of that's done. So back in the days, if you were to print your own t-shirts, you would actually have to get different blanks, you'd have to get the t-shirts, you'd have to have all the ink, and then of course you would have to print the t-shirts yourself and then send them off by yourself as well. So that was obviously a lot of work and it costs quite a lot of money. So these print on demand kind of services will do all of that distribution and fulfillment for you, and essentially you just keep the profits. So all you need to do is come up with some cool designs. You can use a service like Fiverr.com to come up with these designs, and that's a great way to do it as well. All right, number 2 is to do YouTube. And I'm really passionate about YouTube because I've been doing it myself for around about 5 years. And it's similar to kind of being a influencer, a micro-influencer. Of course, there are lots of big YouTube channels which might have 1 million, 2 million, 5 million subscribers, but there are also a lot of really profitable channels who might have 5,000 subscribers, even 1,000 subscribers, and they're making a full-time living off this. Even myself, when I first started YouTube as a small photography channel, when I had around about 500 to 1,000 subscribers, I was able to make, $1,000 a month doing that just through the affiliate links that I was promoting on Amazon. So what I would recommend you do is start a YouTube channel about some sort of niche. Again, this is going to be coming back to that micro-influencer thing, which is something I really recommend. But if you can start it on a niche about, again, we'll go back to that kind of fly fishing idea. You could make reviews about different, fishing rods. You could make reviews about different fishing equipment. And you could also do, different tips and instructional videos. And it's just a great way to build that kind of community and then make money from the revenue that you're going to be generating. And again, it's kind of the same as on a blog. You can make money through affiliates. You can make money through print on demand. You could make, fly fishing t-shirts, and just the opportunities are absolutely endless. And my favorite way that you should make money this year is actually doing online coaching. So there's a huge online education boom happening at the moment, especially with everything that's been going on in the world over the last few years. And it's a really profitable niche that you can get into. The way you can do it is to set up an online course or do an online coaching kind of session through teachable.com. Teachable is fantastic, and it allows you to create a video course or a text course, which you can sell to people for say $20 or $50, even up to $1,000. And again, this is a great business model because it's relatively passive. That was some of my favorite business ideas for beginners. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button because I really appreciate that. And good luck with your online business this year.
Let's talk about getting your first sale. What to do? Well, getting reviews is one of the most important steps. You have the Vine program, you've got acquaintances you can ask, and there are Facebook groups. You also want to start Amazon PPE automatic ads. Start trickle traffic with Facebook ads and Google ads, and make sure you have your long list of keywords, as that's going to be vital here. And I want you to remember one important thing. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If we don't make profit immediately, that is totally okay. This is a long-term business. There is so much more I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to make this video so much more in-depth, but I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I didn't want to confuse anyone. And when creating this video, I did not plan for it to be so in-depth, but I just kept adding more and more, and it's totally a huge video. And if you've got this far, then congrats, because that alone is an achievement, listening to me talk for nearly half an hour. Truth be told, there is a lot more to say and to teach on this topic, and I'd love to be the one to help you create your business. I'm not sure if you know, but I do have an Amazon FBA course called Azon University. If you're thinking, what more do you need to learn after this video? Well, to be honest, this video is definitely good and it will definitely help you, but the course is probably 10 times the size. And it's not just that. With the course, you'll get our personal help as well. And that's why I still continue to buy courses, because of the mentorship more than the actual information in the course. For the next couple of minutes, I just want to tell you what's in the course, and you can decide what you want to do. There's no internet marketing tactics or guru tactics. I just want you to find out what's in the course and get the price. So the course is Azon University, and there are 9 modules. In module 1, it's pretty much we're just welcoming you. We are introducing you to the Facebook community. We are introducing you to the one-to-one email support, and we're kind of telling you how this whole business and course is going to work. In module 2, this is all about mindset. One of the most important elements of creating a successful business, not just an Amazon business, but a business, is having a positive mindset and being motivated to actually do the work. And Josh, who I made this course with, made a really cool module all about mindset. And he's used all the information he's learned from books and everything he's learned over the, I don't even know how many years, but it's a really good module. Module 3 is all about finding products. So we spoke a bit about product research in this video. So in this module, we go in such serious depth. We talk about a lot more principles. We talk about a lot more ways to find products, a lot more depth. Module 4, the same thing with supplier research. We go into a lot more depth. We give you a lot more questions to ask the suppliers. We show you ways to get cheaper products, how to negotiate with multiple suppliers at the same time. It's also a very, very cool module. And module 5, we talk about your first Amazon page. And this is quite an important one because creating your listing is so important. Creating your product images, creating your product description, your title, your bullets, everything can determine how good your conversion rates are, all of it. And that's exactly what we discussed. And we focus more on the UK. However, we do talk about the US because it's a very, very similar concepts, very similar methods. But we are based in the UK, which is why we predominantly aim for UK students. But again, we have plenty of US students. We have students all over the world. So that doesn't really matter so much. In module 6, we go in depth about Amazon Seller Central. We show you how to use the platform. We show you all the different tabs and how to navigate around it. Literally everything you need to know about Amazon Seller Central, because believe it or not, that is probably the most complicated part of this business. It's funny because you can order from China, you can find a product, and people will think that is so difficult. But for me personally, when I started this business, I found the most complicated thing was just navigating Amazon Seller Central, because there is so much information in front of you and you have no idea where to turn. So that's quite a cool module. We have module 7, which is the sales avalanche. And this is getting your first sales and your first reviews and kind of like scaling up, but not crazily scaling up, just kickstarting the business. And module 8, that's the top 1%. That is where you scale up. That is going to other countries, going to more products, ranking with different keywords, long-term ranking strategies, so many different things, product combos. This is a great module if you've done everything up until this point and you want to really, really drive home some more sales. Module 9, this is quite a cool module. This is the library, and this is constantly being updated. This is all of our past webinars that have been taken down, and it's just private access now for students. And it's all the random information that we find out that we like to add to the course. For example, if we find a really good tool, we'll make a quick tutorial on how to use that tool and we'll put it in here. This is just really cool. As well as that, we've got PDF documents like the Hijacker Red Alert Action Plan. I know that sounds really fancy, but it's not. It's basically just if you get hijacked, if your listing gets hijacked, how to deal with it, because we've had our listing hijacked and it's a real pain in the backside. So we actually show you how to deal with all these different problems that could arise, because like I said, this is a proper business. There are going to be problems that arise. And are you ready for my cool little Apple graphic? I love this page. So this is Asian University, and this is kind of everything you get. It's a 4-course bundle, right? So we bundle within everything I just showed you. We have a photo course, we have a copywriting course, we have the phone app, which is not really ours. Teachable offer a phone app if you're on iOS. And then we have the Amazon College course, which is more for beginners if you want to sell on eBay or you want to just get started in online marketing. But to be honest, the 2 best courses here, the add-on courses, is the Pro Profit Photo one and the Conversion Crusher. And that is basically a fully in-depth photography course on how to take product photography just for Amazon. It's really, really cool. And the Conversion Crusher course is a copywriting course on how to write descriptions, titles, all of it. And Josh has done that one because he is a copywriting king. And I've made the photo course just because I'm a professional photographer and I thought, why not? Now there's over 15 hours of content here, which is also pretty cool. And to be honest, my favorite thing on this entire tab, this entire slide, is the one-to-one support. So when you sign up, you can actually email us and we will respond to you. And we kind of like calling it a one-to-one coaching because you can ask us anything you want at any point in time, no matter how far down the line, we will reply to you, Josh or I, not some robot in wherever. Literally, we will respond to you. Sometimes it can take 24 to 48 hours, depending on how busy we are, but we like to respond in a detailed way. Now, we also have 15 supplier questions, which we think are really vital when speaking to suppliers. We have, obviously, lifetime access. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee. And of course, anyone who doesn't offer 30-day money-back guarantee, that's quite a few red flags there. That's a no-brainer. We don't want to take your money if you don't like the course. We want you to obviously like the course. So we have that in place. And, you know, it's standard. Everyone should have it in place. We also have bi-weekly live calls, which are very cool. We have them on the Facebook group over Zoom. Usually Zoom, sometimes it's just a Facebook Live, where we talk strategy, we speak to individual students, we help them on an individual level, and everyone kind of helps everyone, and it's very cool. Obviously with that, we've got the private mastermind group where you can ask any questions and get answers pretty quickly. And last but not least, we've got the profit calculator, which is a spreadsheet that Josh has created, again, being a spreadsheet wizard. He's created this really cool template spreadsheet where you can put in all the numbers and it will spit out, if it's got profit potential, all this different information for you, which is really, really cool. So without further ado, let me just tell you the price because I don't want to bore you anymore. There is no big price heavily discounted like you'll normally see online. There is just one price, £499. You may seem that's expensive. It might not be expensive. I don't know. From the research I did, and we asked all our past students what we should start charging, they all said $499. We used to charge $697, but we scrapped all the different pricing. We scrapped all the different tactics with bonuses and this and that. We are just giving everything for one price. That's it. Really, really simple. And I know this price is in pounds. However, this course does apply to 73 countries, just like Amazon, right? You can sell on 72 countries, and here is a list of all the countries you can sell. So if you are in any of these countries, this course will be quite valuable to you. The reason we charge in pounds is because that is our currency, and it just made the most sense for us. But if you want to pay in dollars, look, there's not much difference. It is what it is. From the research I've done, this is probably one of the most affordable Amazon courses out there. And yeah, like I said, we're doing this because we want to help people start an Amazon business. We don't need to slap on bonus after bonus after bonus and tell you it's ending in 3 days and give you all of this other fake guru BS that I see so much of on the internet, which I'm personally sick of. That's why I like just, one price, that is it. You're getting everything we have to offer, all the different courses. You're just going to get it all. I have to say this is very important, and this is something no one really says. Okay, this is not easy. Course or no course, this is not an easy business. Please don't just listen to internet gurus telling you how easy this is, on their private jets and their Lamborghinis. This is a legitimate business, and if it was easy, everyone would do it and everyone would succeed. So I'm not saying this to scare you or to deter you from trying. I'm simply saying this so you don't go in with the wrong idea in your head. It's entirely possible to succeed. People do it every single day. It will take a lot of hard work, some failing, and a serious amount of motivation to really and truly pull it off. So if you think you have that, then go for it. But like I said, I just wanted to really hit it home and tell you it's not all rainbows and butterflies. There is complications. It is difficult. There are problems along the way, and that is why we want to be there where you can ask us anything along the way. If you're stuck somewhere, your Amazon account randomly gets closed, you need help, or you need to trademark your product and you don't know what to do, and you can't find the information in the course, send us an email. Usually we'll reply, and then once we realize that we don't have a video on it, we'll create a video on it. And as well as that, we have a huge question F&Q database, which is really cool, and that pretty much covers so many different topics, it's ridiculous. Right, so I want to just quickly show you a few previous students, because I said I would come back to that. Patrick is one of the most recent successes that we've had. He did it, basically. He started and he's got such an amazing business right now, and it was just so cool to see, because I know he was struggling big time, and I know he really wanted to start an Amazon FBA business, and I saw firsthand how motivated and how dedicated he was to succeeding with his research and taking his photos and just pushing through all the difficulty, just pushing through, and he really, really succeeded. Huge. He's got 18,000 in sales from July to November, and this is he just started. You can see in July, it's when he started. Look how August blew up, then September blew up. I'm looking forward to seeing what November's like for him because of Black Friday, and as well as that, I'm looking forward to seeing what December is like because of Christmas. Michael did it too. Michael's got a huge amount of sales. It's really, really cool. This is just a small snippet of how much Michael is actually making. Probably our most successful student to date is Barney. Barney's average month is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and his best month has been 30 grand, and that is an old screenshot. He has made so much more right now, and it's actually scary. He blew past Josh and I, and he just did so well, and he's the reason we actually made a course, because when I helped Barney, we never had a course. He was our first student, and he said to me, Shimmy, you've got to make a course. This is really good information. And finally, Annie did it. Okay, she was just brilliant. She was such a trooper. she really improved her business. Okay, this email, you can see she went from making, I think it was 3,000 to 6,000. She just did a really, really good job. And there are obviously plenty more people. Okay, there are plenty more people. Let me just go through them all. Yeah, there are lots more people. This is just a few people from the Facebook group, and there are tons more. But like I said, I didn't want to go slide after slide after slide showing you people's success. And I'm not showing you this to try and convince you. I'm just showing you this to show you that every single day people succeed. And believe me when I say we've also got students who have failed. We've also got students who haven't tried and haven't succeeded. Okay, you're going to have people who fail, you're going to have people who succeed, and it's the ones that have motivation and push through and try really, really, really hard, they will succeed. And we have those people every single day. And finally, I want to just say a massive thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned at least the basics of selling on Amazon. I know there's a lot more to it in this video, and in order to explain everything, it would have been a very, 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 very long video. And this way, I hope you've all gotten a good taster of how to sell on Amazon and what it would be like. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you in many more YouTube videos. And if you really want, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the actual course. So thank you so much for watching this far. And again, if you haven't liked the video, smash that like button so everyone can see this video. And yeah, thanks so much, guys. Honestly, thank you so much for listening to me talk for however long at this point. I really, really appreciate it.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Salut à tous et bienvenue sur ma chaîne. So in today's video, I am going to share some tips, tricks, and a little bit of advice on making money from home in 2021. Let's get right into it. So first, I want to go ahead and start off by saying that through my experience in talking with some new business owners, entrepreneurs, family, friends, and even some of my supporters, I believe that 2020 was actually a very empowering, liberating, enlightening year in the aspect of people realizing that they can't necessarily be comfortable with one job or a job that probably doesn't even truly care about them as an employee. From this, I've seen so many people follow their dreams, jump out on faith, try new creative ways to make money, and also develop new skills to do that. Now, I'm going to do a video on making money in 2021 from home with a product-based business and making money from home in 2021 with a service-based business. In this video, I'm going to strictly focus on product-based businesses. Step one would be finding a need-based business, problem-solving based business, as well as a passion-based business to start off with. Now, I know there's different people that would argue me on this, but need-based business and passion-based business are not always the same. Right now, people are really focusing on things that they need due to the pandemic, due to being on lockdown. So a lot of the trendy things, even for me having a clothing line, people trying to start clothing lines, some of those things aren't working for a lot of people right now because it's not necessarily a need. But I don't think that you should ignore your passions when you are thinking about starting something at home. I am a firm believer in when you love something and you do something with love, you're going to attract people who are energetically connected to that. So I don't think you should ignore that. But for me, when you combine the combination of a need-based business that solves problems that you're passionate about, you're winning, sis. You're winning in 2021 from home. Some of the people that have been coming up to me that have jumped out on faith in exploring their passion-based businesses have been people who are creating things or making things on Etsy. People who are making things, more luxury things, handmade things from home, whether it's clothing, whether it's pottery, whether it's products like for your body or for makeup, hair products, all of those things. If you are the type of person who has solved a problem, say for example, you've had acne and you've concocted your own oil or your own face wash and it works for you, give it to some family and friends to try out and see if it works for them. A lot of the things that we do creatively as women just to cater to our own needs because it's not necessarily out in the market, oftentimes we think we're the only ones that are dealing with these things that cannot be fulfilled in the product that you can buy in the store now. But 9 times out of 10 and even 10 times out of 10, there's somebody out there who's going to want your product and want to use it. So if you have something that you've been working on, have something that you personally use for yourself, test it with your family and friends. Now, most people would expect the next tip to be something like finding a name or doing the website or doing the marketing or things like that. But that's not my personal tip. Tip number 2 is how do you want it to make somebody feel? There's a difference between having a product and selling a product and it being need and you have no connection to it, and then having a passion. When you have a passion, there's love and intention behind it, where you want people to feel a certain way, or when you use your product, it makes you feel a certain way and you want to share that feeling with other people. I've done drop shipping before. I've made lots of money drop shipping before, but personally for me, it wasn't very sustainable because I don't have that entrepreneur mindset where I can disconnect emotions from business. So for me, if I'm not passionate in something that I do, 9 times out of 10, I can do it for a period of time and I can't sustain it. So when it comes to having a product and finding a product, you then want to ask yourself, how does it make me feel and how do I want others to feel? If it's skincare, do you want people to feel like it's natural, light, free, and organic? If it's clothing, do you want people to feel sexy? Do you want people to feel trendy? Do you want them to feel comfy? If it is something like jewelry, do you want people to feel edgy? Do you want people to feel regal? Do you want people to feel like, how do you want to feel? Usually when you write this down and you make your own color board or your own mood board, and you have different ideas, you're going through Pinterest, you're going through different people's branding, and you can kind of see that certain brands make you feel a certain way. Usually from this will come either a name, color, marketing, or branding strategy. Genuinely write down on a piece of paper, how do I want my product to make people feel? For example, if it's clothing, you might want people to feel empowered, sexy, edgy, versatile. You're just going to throw out different adjectives. With those adjectives can spew out different ideas as far as a name. Usually when you get out of your head and trying to figure out for the perfect name and you ask yourself, how do you want it to make people feel? Different adjectives are going to spark different ideas that are going to allow you to come up with name, color concepts, branding, packaging, and all of that. The next phase would be marketing, branding, and everything under that umbrella. And through answering the previous question and how do you want it to make you feel, 9 times out of 10, through finding inspo, through the adjectives that you've used, you can actually pull colors from it. So if it's skincare and you're going towards something that's a little bit more natural, you might think of colors like browns, nudes, creams, peaches, colors like that, because skin tones, skin colors, it's very natural, it feels rich, it feels light, it feels luxurious, but it's also very trendy, very appealing to the eye, and it resonates with the skincare brand. Scroll through some of your favorite brands' Instagram feeds and see what they do as far as their marketing or advertising. You can see that some brands use a mix of products as well as people. Depending on what you're selling, you can see that some people do flat lays, some people do unboxings. Really get creative with the ways that you want to use content. And also right now more than ever, a lot of things that are working on social media for brands and for product-based businesses are videos. Why? Because videos can't really be manipulated like pictures can. People can see and almost feel like they can touch the fabric of the clothes or see the texture of the face cream, or look at somebody's feed that you like. And I wouldn't say to copy it because it's never going to be authentic if you copy it verbatim, but see what they've done and put your own little twist on it and use your own branding and your own voice, and you can literally mimic somebody's feed and make it your own. If you guys are feeling like you don't have a space to create a feed yourself, or you don't have the money to pay for a photographer or things like that, please check out my video linked here where I created an entire feed content for one of my supporters with her brand Bombshell Lashes, and I just went and bought some props from downtown LA, and I created flat lays, I created little scenes to create content, and I was able to do like 2 weeks worth of content within probably like 2 hours after I had already purchased the stuff in just one small corner in my office in my home. So at this point, you have figured out what your need-based, problem-solving, or passion-based business is. You have asked yourself, how do you want it to make you feel? How do you want others to feel? You have come up with colors. You have come up with a feed. You have come up with concepts. And now it is time to launch. Now, my biggest tip for myself that I've learned the hard way is you cannot do everything. But I understand that when you are jumping out on faith and you're doing something all by yourself, you have to do everything in the beginning until you can pay people. If you have family and friends that are willing to help you, then that's great, but that's not the case for everyone. When you're launching, there's different apps that you guys can use to basically curate your feed before you start it. Like Planoly or Unum or Later. I've done a video on Later as well, where you can basically schedule out the feed in the order. You can kind of lay it out how you want to. You can see which order looks aesthetically pleasing. And you can also schedule your posts. In my experience, when you launch, there's never a right time to launch. There's not a right way to launch. You just actually have to do it, especially if you don't have any business background and you're starting out with no followers. You don't know what to do. You don't want to spend so much time on planning, because when you launch and you don't get that first sale, it's going to be much more disappointing if you've planned this out for 4 months and you launch and you get no sales on day one. Literally be willing to learn as you go and create a feed that looks presentable, that looks like luxury, that looks like time, effort, and intention, and reach out to people and try to send them packages in exchange for posts. For me, the number one thing when people hit me in my inbox and they ask me like, hey, can I send you a product? First thing is no private pages. Don't send a message like that from a private page, because why am I going to trust you with my address, my face, or my body, depending on what the product is, if your page isn't even private? 2, would you buy from this page if you weren't the one running it? Does it look professional? Does it look clean? Sometimes even the comments and the likes don't even matter. If you look like you have your stuff together and you're just starting out and you're jumping out on faith and you're being consistent, 9 times out of 10, an influencer or even a customer is going to say like, oh, this is a new business. If you're a Black-owned business, a woman-based business, a mom at home, like put that in your bio. People resonate with stuff like that. And more than ever, people are willing to be supportive to support smaller businesses as well. If you jumping out on faith is something that's going to be very difficult for you and you have bad habits that don't necessarily pertain to your goals, one habit to implement is listening and consuming things that are going to feed your soul, feed your drive to start a business of your own. And as you guys know, you are no stranger to Audible on this channel. Audible has been a long-time partner, and it's a long-time partner for a reason. I personally like to practice what I preach and listen to audiobooks straight in the morning, right when I wake up, in the car, around the house while I'm cleaning, cooking. They even have a Audible Plus catalog where they have guided meditations, fitness programs, and all of that. Audible was a game changer for me, specifically in the beginning, because when it came to starting a business or having ideas, it was really hard for certain people in my environment to resonate with me. I didn't know, in my opinion, I didn't have a proper mindset. I didn't have a business mindset at all. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought that the stress of newness was too much sometimes, which could have made me want to quit. Just a lot of things that happen naturally when you are going out, when you are doing something different than what you're used to seeing in your family or friend environment. So although Audible has a wide range of genres that you can choose from, I specifically always go for spiritual books, business books, or even books where people are telling their specific story, because it allows me to get up and be inspired by someone else, or to implement new habits, things that make you actually feel productive during the day. Now, I know you guys have heard this offer plenty of times if you are a loyal viewer or supporter of my channel, but if you have been sleeping on this opportunity, the time is now. You guys can go ahead and choose your first audiobook for free within the first 30 days when you go to www.audible.com/FindGuru, or you can text FindGuru to 500-500. And after you launch, I would definitely say that the best thing is to leverage through Facebook ads, Facebook marketing. And by Facebook, that doesn't mean necessarily advertising on Facebook. I've done a whole video on how I leverage my brand doing Facebook ads, and I will go ahead and link that down below. But Facebook ads are incredible because when you have a website through Shopify, Shopify has something called a Facebook pixel, and Facebook pixels are like a social security number for your business. It literally stores everything on record of what your website has done, how many sales it has done, how many add to carts, how many people have visited certain products, and all of that. It shows you all the type of data, who's done it, what age, where they're from, all of that. Instagram is the feds, and I think we all know that by now. But as far as business owners, it has been extremely beneficial because it allows you to leverage and target a specific audience that buys your products. So for example, I can look at my Facebook pixel backend and say, wow, a lot of people from Miami right now are shopping on my clothing website. Maybe it's because it's warm in Miami and people are buying these type of clothes because they want it. Or, hey, right now it's super cozy on the East Coast and people are buying more loungewear. Let me target this ad with this outfit to the East Coast, but let me target this ad and this product to Miami. And you can leverage it to people who are in between the ages of whatever the age bracket is, and you can sell ads to people in those areas with one product while you're selling ads with a product for people in another. I hope that makes sense. But it definitely is something that is not a magic trick. You definitely need data on your Facebook pixel for it to work best for you. I would say you need minimally like 50 to 100 sales with your Facebook pixel and your Facebook data to be linked to Facebook and on Instagram for it to work properly. Another thing that's great right now is Instagram has Reels as well as videos where you can tag your product in it. When you're on Instagram, think like a consumer. So when you're going through Instagram or you're going through the shop tab, what are other businesses doing? Are businesses doing more videos? Are they doing more pictures? Are they posting 3 times a day? Are they posting 1 time a day? And don't be afraid to promote your business. All right, y'all, so that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't be afraid to jump out on faith or jump out on passion or jump out on needs and explore the ideas that you have been waiting on. 2020 is just a preview of what's to come as far as us obtaining new skills and new ways to not only be happy and be fulfilled, but also to provide for ourselves, provide for our family, and be in a comfortable environment while you're at home. I know for a lot of people, it's been hard to kind of see the beauty in the change that has occurred, but stay in the flow, stay in a high vibrational frequency where you believe that you can do whatever you want to do. Yeah, but that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next upload. Bisous!
Please tap the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified of the interesting videos we have for you every day. Let's begin now, shall we? Philosopher and Irish statesman Edmund Burke once said, "If we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If our wealth commands us, we are poor indeed." And this rings true in our world of today, where money is believed to be the yardstick of success. For whatever our goals and reasons may be, we often find ourselves stuck in a maze of earning and spending, wants and needs. So as we're stuck chasing riches, we would wonder, what are the hidden secrets of money? How do you get rich? Well, in today's episode, we will answer just that in what we've prepared as 14 rules that money abides by. 1. Money is earned through crisis. Wall Street legend and Forbes top billionaire Warren Buffett once said that the secret to getting rich on Wall Street is to try to be greedy when others are fearful, and to try being fearful when others are greedy. This advice not just applies to investing, because it is during crises that keen people spot opportunities and earn big. Why? Because some needs become magnified, creating demand, while things become cheaper then. When everything is shut down, real estate is performing its poorest, and the stocks have tanked. How exactly do people make money? It is during this time when the wealthy buy assets, restructure loans, and build liquidity. If, for example, someone bargains to buy a property valued at $1 million during a normal economic situation for $750,000, the seller might just agree. Why? Because no one is willing to buy property during crises. The demand is low. Therefore, the buyer has more bargaining power. If the same buyer holds the property for about 2 years, he is sure to make profits from capital gains once the economy resumes to normalcy. The same applies to the stock markets. During crises, stock prices stumble, but this won't last forever. Most people panic and start selling as the prices go down to avoid losing anything. But the wealthy who understand the rules of money will be busy buying. Economic strife doesn't last forever, and they happen to create the best opportunities to increase your net worth. So save up some money and invest wisely when the next one hits. 2. Money is a game of exchange. Money is made through an exchange. Some people earn money, while others make money. Doesn't sound like there's much of a difference, but there is. You earn money when you trade your time and energy for money. In other words, you work for an hour, you get paid for an hour. Making money is when you use your own time and energy and a bit of creativity once and get paid over and over and over again. For example, when you make a new product and get paid every time it sells. Nonetheless, for you to earn some income, it has to come from one source into yours. For a business to make sales, the money has to come from the buyer's pocket and into the business's account. So in short, there has to be some form of benefit that will bring about the exchange. So for you to attract money into your account, you have no choice but to create some form of value for the exchange to happen. 3. Money attracts money. This could be one of the greatest rules of money in this century. Ever wondered why the rich only have rich friends? It's not because they don't want to hang out with poor people, but because their financial status only attracts those within the same bracket. Most people often say the rich are proud and disassociate with the poor, but in real sense, the two categories have very little in common. With that in mind, if you want to be healthy, you have to befriend the wealthy. By having wealthy friends, you will slowly learn their ways, adopt their habits, and become one of them. These people know how to make money, have lifestyles that increase their finances, and are always surrounded by opportunities. 4. Money is easy to get and harder to maintain. Many people make money easily, but are not able to maintain it. To put this clearly, let me explain about the big check syndrome. Say a real estate agent sells a $6 million home and earns $200,000 in a month. For the next few months, he starts living as though he earns that much every month, but in reality, he only makes about $17,000 monthly. This money obtained up front deludes the agent into focusing on the whole amount, hence splurging it. Most people get overexcited when suddenly a few zeros appear in their bank account. Instead of investing the amount wisely to double it, they spend it, changing their lifestyle, not realizing the increment is temporary. Money stays where it is nurtured and taken care of, making it easier to earn but harder to maintain. According to Forbes' list, every year 80% of new millionaires lose their status. Now isn't that some food for thought? 5. Money loves secrecy. Money works best when secrecy is involved. Make sure you always have a secret account. The rule is to always have a secret account that nobody knows about except yourself. Never disclose everything about your finances. Always leave some amount of secrecy. Why is this so important? When people are aware of your financial status, they often take advantage. That is just human nature. I'm not saying you shouldn't help when your close relatives or friends are in need, but they will always ask for money from you. And when you refuse to help and they know you have it, this may cause some strife within your relationships. But when you keep a secret account, it can be your lifesaver in case of emergencies. Anything could happen at any time, and you may need some cash. At one time, your business may run the risk of bankruptcy, and you may still have to pay employees, or there might be a crisis that may demand spending of unanticipated funds. 6. Money hates stagnation. I know it sounds hilarious, but it's actually true. Let me explain what we mean by this. Money loves being moved around from one place to another. Just like human beings, when money is bored, it becomes unproductive and may even leave, leading to losses. But let's delve deeper into this for a moment. If money is pumped into the same business without returning profits, it eventually becomes bored, and at the end of the day, all you're doing is earning losses. The same applies with diversification of income. Money loves being invested in different places. At the end of the day, all you have to do is sit and watch it flock to you from different directions. Money stored in an account is also as good as wasted. Note that I do not mean the secret account I mentioned before. That's for emergencies. You have to make sure your money is moving around, working for you to earn you more. 7. Money loves risk takers. The truth is, the older you get, the less risks you are likely to take. For example, a 23-year-old can afford to invest in more risky investment options than a 70-year-old. When you're at that age, your risk tolerance is definitely lower than when you're younger. Money loves risk takers, and if you plan on playing it safe all your life, you might not quite make it big. Great opportunities always come with a directly proportionate risk. So while you're still young, make sure you invest wisely and take calculated risks in everything you do. 8. Money hates spendthrifts. If you take out sugar from a jar and don't replace it, what happens? The jar will run empty. The same for money. It will never grow where it's always being spent. For every penny spent, there has to be a counteraction taken to replace. If not, double it. For most wealthy people who live lavish lives and are able to sustain it, they have set the needed measures in place to replenish the amounts they use up. In order to be rich, you can't fly first class, drive the most expensive cars, or own the best mansions, unless you have a solid channel of bringing back the money spent. Here's my favorite quote about saving, by Thornton T. Munger. The habit of saving is itself an education. It fosters every virtue, teaches self-denial, cultivates the sense of order, trains to forethought, and so broadens the mind. 9. Money loves authenticity. Play your own game when it comes to money. Unique and creative ideas will never lack market. Believe it or not, it sells, and there is a serious lack of originality in business, and companies are defaulting to what they sell instead of what they stand for. To be an entrepreneur, it often means bucking the status quo and taking an idea you believe in and tirelessly proving its worth to the world. While you should pick up bits of tips from successful people and try to learn from them, don't try to copy their whole life. In short, be authentic. Curate your own financial journey because no two people have the same circumstances. Start with what you have, gather up tips from others, and write your own plan. 10. Money loves to be controlled. If we're to be honest, money loves to be kept on a leash. Never let your finances run wild, or else you'll be in trouble. Have an account of the amount of money you have in every bank account, and know how much is spent on expenses regularly. If you don't control your money, it will control you. If you don't determine how much you can spend monthly, your money will dictate for you what you can and can't buy. Control your money, or else it will control you, and when this happens, you could end up in debt. And wouldn't that be bad news? 11. Money can never be the problem and the solution. If money is the problem, then it definitely isn't the solution. Here's where people go wrong. They think because they're short of some money, borrowing more money will solve their issues. So what happens? They end up in a spiral of borrowing more and more, debt that they can't really afford. Instead of borrowing more money to solve your current money issues, why don't you look for additional sources of income? That is the only way to solve a money problem. You can get a side hustle, get an extra job, or even start a business. 12. Money doesn't change people. I know most of you will probably argue with this fact, but it's the truth. Money and success won't change you. It will only magnify what's already there. Someone who becomes proud and arrogant all of a sudden after getting rich has always been proud and arrogant. Money only let them be their true selves. 13. If you think money will make you happy, then you are broke. Founding father of the United States, Benjamin Franklin, once said, "Money never made a man happy yet, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more a man has, the more he wants. Instead of filling a vacuum, it makes one." Money can never bring you happiness, but the things you can do with it will. They say money is the sixth sense that makes you enjoy the other five. The only reason money is in the picture is because we needed to pay for everything we desire to bring us happiness. Some people argue happiness is self-made and money doesn't contribute in bringing it. Some say more money means more problems. I believe money will contribute to happiness, but it's not all it takes to be happy. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. 14. Let money work for you. If you carefully observe the rich and the poor, you'll find one key difference between them. The rich make money work for them, but the poor work for the money. A rich man will hire the best minds to run his business, while he uses his time to focus on strategy, but a poor man will use up all his time to work for the rich. A rich man will have many streams of passive income, so that he earns even without working, while a poor man has to work to earn a living. A rich man has a plan for his expenditure, and even an emergency fund in case things go south, when a poor man survives paycheck to paycheck and will go hungry if he isn't paid. The differences are absolutely clear. When money works for you, it will reap only more money. I hope that made sense, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you loved it, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We have new videos every other day, so you better hit the bell icon. See you next time.